We're staged for another run of nitro-fueled NHRA talk. It's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, with Marty Huff and 10-time NHRA winner Doug Herbert. Brought to you by Hercules Tires. Now, here are your hosts, Doug and Marty.
This is The Straight Line on drag racing. Thanks for stopping by our half hour of horsepower. Appreciate you being with us. Brittany Force is coming off her win at Dallas with a ton of momentum heading into Las Vegas this weekend. And Alexis Dejoria joins us to talk racing and retirement. The burnout is complete and we're set to launch another edition of The Straight Line. Hey, how you doing? Coast to coast, around the world. This is The Straight Line on drag racing on MRN.com, along with four-time IHRA Top Fuel champion, 10-time NHRA National Event winner as well, Doug Herbert. I am Marty Huff in our Natalie attired Halloween set here at MRN.com. It is all the shows here on MRN.com from here on out will have kind of this Halloween theme. I mean, we're scary enough as it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if we need any extra. Yeah, so, got that mask you got on.
Yeah, I know. I can't take it off either. I mean, it's just with me permanently. Coming up, Brittany Force and Alexis Dejoria will join us. And speaking of Brittany Force, well, she's right in the middle of a tight top fuel battle. 57 back right now of Steve Torrence, who's the leader of the pack. But the unknown right now is Steve Torrence, as he tore up his race car really bad last week at Dallas, and now they've rebuilt that car. But I mean, you just never know with a rebuilt.
Well, you never know.
Car.
But you know, the thing is, Steve Torrance's team, Richard Hogan, Bobby Lagana, those guys, they know what they're doing. That backup car is not going to miss a single beat from their primary car, the rebuilt car, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll make any difference to them. Their tune-up is going to be good. Steve's going to be doing the same job. I don't anticipate any hiccups. But the way Brittany Force is running right now, you can't count her out. Yeah. I mean, she's been on it. We'll talk to her a little bit about that. But, I mean, her reaction times have been good. Her car's been going straight down the track. A big turnaround from what we've seen a couple years ago. I mean, she's a legit championship contender. There is no doubt about it.
Speaking of not being able to count somebody out, I think Doug Coletta is one of those guys. 76 back. I mean, that puts him a little more than 3 rounds out, but with points and a half coming up, he and Antron Brown are still within shouting distance if they can dominate those 2 races.
Yeah, we're going to know a lot better after this weekend, I think, this next weekend here at Vegas. Yeah. That's going to tell the story. Going into the last race, I mean, you can't count on the other guy going out first round and there's points and a half for winning and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to go into Pomona with a pretty good idea. I mean, if you're more than 3 rounds back, I mean, it's not over mathematically, but it's pretty much over. Yeah. So we'll know. Doug Coletta goes to Vegas this weekend. They put that car in the winner's circle. All of a sudden, things change.
Yeah.
So, it's not over till it's over. But going into Pomona, we should have a pretty good, clear view of the legitimate people that have shots. But then, you have Cinderella stories, too. I mean,
no question.
Everybody goes out, and this guy wins, and something different happens. But, we'll have a pretty good idea.
Normally, 2 races to go and 105 out, I would say that you're done, except for if you're Antron Brown. Antron is a guy that can go out and dominate a couple of races, get all the little points, get all the big points, and win a couple of races in a row. So if it were anybody else, I'd say no. Antron, I'm still going to give a little bit of a chance.
Well, like I said, I think the picture will become a lot clearer after next week, after the Vegas race coming up this weekend. That will change things, and it'll make the picture a lot clearer. So we'll see.
Yeah, and speaking of which, we will talk to one of the drivers that is right in the thick of that top fuel hunt, and she is Brittany Force. She will join us next.
Improve visibility when you replace your worn wiper blades with a pair of Trico Force, Bosch Icon, or Rain-X Latitude wiper blades during O'Reilly Auto Parts See Better, Drive Safer sale. Plus, get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. Get premium blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. For 70 years, Martinsville Speedway has delivered.
Capacity crowd rising.
It's delivered excitement.
It's a real ding-dong battle, and Petty again.
It's delivered action.
Camden just ripped Joey Logano.
It's delivered great finishes.
A grandfather clock for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And it will deliver again October 29th as the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series returns to Martinsville Speedway for the first Data 500. Call 877-RACE-TICKS or visit martinsvillespeedway.com today. He's on his way to victory lane for the 5th time in 26.
Thanks for listening to MRN. We want to give race fans the best product possible. Let us know what you think. Go to mrn.com/survey and you can get an MRN Hero Card.
Facebook and Twitter, MRN is there. Follow MRN on social media for all the latest happenings from the track and in NASCAR. Breaking news, video, photos, live races and shows, stats, opinion, and more. Follow along on MRN's Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's more with Marty Huff and Doug Herbert.
Continuing our Halloween theme with a little Godzilla from Blue Oyster Cult. Of course, you know, that's our Dougzilla celebration as well. So Godzilla, Dougzilla. Yeah, no, I like it. I think there's more to come. And speaking of which, on the telephone line right now, and I love these moments because you just never know what's going to happen. Out in the middle of the desert, I believe, on the way to Las Vegas right now, is the driver of the Monster Energy Top Fuel Dragster for John Force Racing. She is Brittany Force. Brittany, where are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Are you in the middle of the desert? Are you close to Vegas, or are you just out of LA?
No, we are in the middle of the desert right now. Back about half an hour ago, I thought, okay, we should be good. I've seen some life around us, and I got to do this call in another 20 minutes. Hopefully we could stay out where we are. And now there is nothing around us. So if I lose you, it's because I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, hopefully you're riding and not driving because, you know, we don't want a distracted driver, just like driving a Top Fuel Dragster, right? You're 100% focused on driving that car, and that's what you need to be driving down the road, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Both situations, all situations. Actually, I'm the passenger right now, so.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that makes it even better. Hey, Brittany, you are in the thick of things right now. The Monster team and your whole the whole John Force crew behind you. You guys are doing an incredible job. What a run going into these last couple races.
Thank you. I know we're excited. You know, Robert's team's right up there, and our Monster team. We've really seemed to turn a corner right at the right time. We struggled in the beginning of the year. And, you know, kind of got off to a rough start. Couldn't, you know, just struggled getting our race car down the track. And, you know, our first win of the season came way later than, you know, we were hoping for. And, but we went testing in the middle of the season and kind of turned things around there. And now we've really just kicked off, you know, right in the middle of the countdown. And that's when it really matters.
You mentioned it. There was a really rough patch for you guys where that car wouldn't even go down the racetrack. It kind of rebuilt it a little bit, it did some front half work with it. Is there a finger that you can point on and go, this is where we found it and that's where our season took off?
Well, that was about, I want to say that was around Topeka. I want to say it was right around Topeka time. Again, like I said, we were really struggling. Yeah. And, you know, I want to say we front half the car, took it back to the shop, and then we went and spent, you know, our few days off and went testing in the thing in Indiana. And then I think that next weekend was when we went to Topeka. We didn't win the race, but, you know, we definitely saw a big turnaround in our car. It started making runs like we had planned and, you know, was going down the racetrack. And then, you know, we won a few weekends later in Epping. So, you know, really it was finding those, you know, figuring out what the problem was and really going testing with the car until we figured out what the problem was.
Hey, Brittany, last week you had low ET of the race, obviously won the race, and doubled up with your John Force teammate, Robert Height. That had to be, you know, that win came at a pretty good time and got you some incredible momentum and got to be a lot of confidence, not only for you, but for your whole team going into these last couple.
Absolutely. I mean, we have 2 countdown wins, and that's huge. I mean, that's what moves you up that ladder. We were, you know, sitting in 4th position. Then we moved up to 3, And, you know, now we're in second position, and that's only because we won in Reading and we won last weekend in Dallas, Texas. And that was a cool win just because, you know, we doubled up. Robert Height and his Auto Club team, they were in the winner's circle with us. But anytime you could have all JFR cars in the winner's circle, it's pretty awesome just to, you know, look all the way down the row and see all your guys celebrating in the winner's circle. That's huge. That was big for our team. And, you know, our plan is to go to Vegas and do it again.
Well, you know what? You've got somebody that's pretty close to you, like your dad, that obviously has been in this countdown situation plenty of time. What's the advice that Dad is giving you right now to get you through these next couple races?
Actually, his advice lately has been, I'm not going to give you any advice because you know what you're doing. And he knows. He says, I always tell you too much, and I tell you the wrong thing, and it screws you up, so I'm just going to let you do what you've been doing. And that's also kind of a battle between him and Alan Johnson, because in the beginning of the year, my dad was so involved. I'd be on the starting line getting ready to make a run, and my dad would be in there screaming through my helmet, giving me advice on making the run. And Alan stepped in and said, okay, if we're, you know, actually, no, this was back 2 years ago when we started with Alan. And he was the one that he came in and said, if you want me to stay here, if you want to keep moving in this direction, you will not talk to my driver. She's my driver. You need to leave her alone, especially on race day. And so that was really tough for my dad to follow, but he's kind of backed up a little bit. I mean, obviously, when I hang out with my dad, all we ever talk is racing, and he's always given me advice, but he's definitely backed off a little bit, especially when it comes to, you know, sitting in my race car and on race day.
Yeah, and it really shows. Alan Johnson kind of brings a sense of calm, a sense of presence at the racetrack. Whenever you see him, I mean, he seems to be more focused, and I think that's rubbed off on you. Would that be a correct assessment?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with Alan Johnson, he's so focused because he's so competitive. He just wants to win. That's why he's out there. That's what he's working towards, is winning. And, you know, I'm lucky to be teamed up with him. He's an awesome crew chief to, you know, be working with, and we're going up to the championship. It's crazy to say that, and I'm excited, and you know, we have a good shot. We're sitting number 2 right now, but that's what we're going for.
You're a West Coast girl, and obviously making the trip, driving to Las Vegas. But Las Vegas in the Strip, very familiar to you, not only for the NHRA national events, but when you were coming up through the alcohol ranks and that sort of thing, divisional races and the sort. Tell me about Las Vegas and your comfort level being there.
Vegas is definitely one of the most comfortable ones for me on the circuit, just because, I mean, we race there twice a year, and Vegas is close to home. So I race there plenty of times in Super Comp and ACL. We always test here. So I've been down this racetrack more times than any other place on any other racetrack on our circuit. So I'm really comfortable here. I love this track. I love the shutoff area. It's uphill, it's super long, and it just gives that, you know, having that in the back of the driver's mind always makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, when heading down the track, reaching speeds of 330 miles per hour. That's always a nice thing. But I love this racetrack. I'd love to win here. You know, I've been coming here since I was a kid. You know, my girlfriends and I would come out and sit in the stands and watch Ashley when she was driving, and my dad. So, you know, a lot of good memories here, but we want a new memory this year, and that's, you know, celebrating the winner's circle.
Well, you're the one going into Vegas with all the momentum. Brittany Force, congratulations on the win last week in Dallas. Only a couple more to go, so keep it up. We'll be looking for you, and congratulations on the success, and good luck.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Driver of the Monster Energy Top Fuel Dragster for John Force Racing. She is Brittany Force, just 57 points back of the points lead as we head into the penultimate race of the season at Las Vegas. When we return, we'll talk a little bit of racing. We'll talk a little bit of retirement with Alexis Dejoria.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
If you or your family love the freedom of swimming any time of year, if you love sharing good times and making great memories, or if you want one of the best total body workouts ever, then it's time to discover the 3 C's of your very own endless pool. The first C is convenience. Imagine swimming year-round in your own private swimming pool, installed indoors or out, just steps away. The second C is comfort. With sculpted spa seats and your own adjustable temperature, you can easily escape the stress of your day. And the third C is cost. Your endless pool is an affordable luxury at a fraction of the cost of a regular pool. And here's a bonus C, choice. Because when you call for your free Endless Pool Idea Kit, you'll receive information on our full line of pools to suit your budget and location.
Call now for free information. 800-283-8089. 800-283-8089.
Welcome to my night. You're logged in to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, here's Doug and Marty.
Oh, little Alice Cooper. Like it. Hey, this is going back to my old music radio days. I love this. Continuing our Halloween theme here on MRN.com. Along with Doug Herbert, I am Marty Huff. Alexis Dejoria will join us here in just a couple of minutes. Doug, funny car heading into Las Vegas, 24 points separating Ron Capps, the leader, and Robert Hight. And basically, those are the only two that have any sort of shot. So it's basically a 2-horse race. 2 crew, we talked about this last week, 2 crew chiefs, very familiar with each other, good friends. But I mean, there's also a rivalry between John Force Racing, Don Schumacher Racing. This sets up for a lot of drama over the last couple of races.
Both those crew chiefs want to win for their own driver. For Ron Capps, you've got Ron Tobler. He knows how to win championships. He's won them with Shirley. He's won them with Cruz. He's won them everywhere that he's been. I mean, Tobler is one of the, he's got to be one of the top dozen of all-time crew chiefs. Yeah. There's no doubt about it because he's won with a lot of different drivers, with a lot of different setups, funny cars, dragsters, whatever. Yeah. And then you've got Robert Hight with Jimmy Prock. Jimmy Prock has not won as many championships as Ron Tobler. I mean, that's just the fact. But boy, Prock can lay down a number, and Prock, he's I remember him when he was just a young kid wiping the tires on Dick LaHaye's car or on his dad's funny car or whatever. He's been around a long time. Yeah. And being around a long time, he's still not, Ron Tobler's got 15 years on him or whatever, but all that time being around, I think, has taught Jimmy Prock how to win races too. He's always known how to go fast, or for a long, long time. Yeah. He knew how to throw a dart out there. I mean, he used to, Prock rocket and all this stuff. But I think he's to the point now where he knows how to not only go fast, he knows how to win races, as evidenced by last weekend, putting Robert Hight in the winner's circle with low ET numbers. And they've set low ETs a bunch of times this year, but now they've got that thing going to the winner's circle, and they're going to be tough, man. I think that both those teams, that's going to be that's a heck of a fight. I wouldn't bet on either one of them right now. I think they're both as good as it gets. Yeah, and that's going to be the one to watch for the next 2 races coming up is the funny car battle. Or one of them could put it away going into Vegas and make it, put it almost out of reach going into Pomona. So, who knows? Yeah, so that one will be the one to watch for sure. And joining us on the guest line right now, and happy to have her with us, Alexis Dejoria. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. And how you doing?
I'm good. Just getting some laundry done and packing my bags for Vegas.
You mean you got to work too?
Yeah, right?
Shoot.
When I learned how to do my own laundry at 12, I've always done it myself. I'm kind of like a bit anal about it, so I don't let anybody else do my laundry for me.
Well, that is awesome. Alexis, we've been just so happy to see you running so well the last few years and winning the races and doing the neat things and having the names for the cars and all the fun stuff that you've been doing.
Thank you, guys.
What are you going to do with it's going to be sad for us watching, and I hope it's going to be at least a little bit sad for you.
Oh, it's going to be very sad for me. Nicky Bonifane says, you'll be back in a year. Did I ever tell you about the time that I tried to retire? He goes, well, I'm sitting here now, so obviously it didn't work out, did it? Thanks
Thanks, Nikki. Give me some credit, man. But no, I am. You know, I'm honestly trying not to think about it too much, but at the same time, really trying to enjoy every second, every minute that I'm out there with the fans and the teams and my friends. It's definitely it's a tough decision to make, but one that really it needed to happen. So.
Alexis, is with the success that you've had, you've accomplished a lot of things. You're first to go in the 3 seconds, female funny car driver, and just winning and setting low ETs and setting top speeds and doing what you've done. Is there anything that you feel like, gosh, I missed this? I really wish I would have accomplished this, or do you feel like know what, I got everything done I needed to?
No, I definitely wanted to win in Englishtown. That's a track that eluded me, and with everything that's happened there, that's the win that I really wanted. I came close. I went to the finals there against Matt Hagen once, and didn't come up with a win, unfortunately. But that's still a track that I really, really wanted to win at. And of course, the championship. Not just the fact of winning the championship as a driver is huge, but no female has done it before in funny cars. So, I mean, it was just down to me and Courtney. So that's another one that I'm like, oh man, but you know what? I have to look at the things that I did accomplish. Indy being one of them, the 60th anniversary of the U.S. Nationals against the most winningest funny car driver in history, John Forrest, did it on both ends. We freaking killed it that day. We did so good. And then all the other wins too. So record numbers, going fast. We have accomplished a lot, and the few years that we've been out there, relatively, compared to the larger, more long-running teams. So, gotta look at that.
Alexis, when you won in the Sportsman Nationals out in Fontana, and then you won in your alcohol funny car up in Seattle, did you have any idea? Did you have a roadmap of where you wanted to go, or you just kind of figured it out?
No, I knew that day I was sitting in the stands in Pomona at 16 watching the Nitro Funny Cars go down the track. I knew from that point on that I was going to drive a Nitro Funny Car at some point.
That is cool.
Alexis, by all rights, you could have just said to heck with it. I'm just going to get an alcohol license and then a Nitro license and go right to the top. Instead, you went super gas, you went pro, you were out there super comp, bracket racing, index racing. How important was it for you to start, down at in the sportsman level and work your way up?
It was really important for me to start at the sportsman level, just to get my feet wet, to learn the ropes, to meet people, get integrated in the sport itself. I had no history in racing at all, especially drag racing legally.
Right.
Fun stuff on the back roads, but we won't go there. But honestly, I had no history in it. No one in my family ever raced professionally. So I really needed to learn from the ground up. And that's the best way I thought to do it, honestly, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. So,
Alexis, one of the things that I think has been fun a few times is you've named your cars. You've had different names for your cars. Tell us how'd that get going and how much fun you've had with the different names of your cars.
Well, actually, I haven't had different names for my cars. I don't know where that came from. Not so much. We've had some great paint schemes. Obviously, we do something different every year, and it's paint. The only time we have a vinyl wrap on there is from Breast Cancer Awareness Month on, because we do a special pink theme, and and it's a brand new body at that point, so we kind of keep it light, and especially going into the later races of the year during the countdown, so it's better to have that lighter body. The paint is just so heavy. It looks beautiful, but it is a little heavy on the car.
Last week at Dallas and this week at Las Vegas, as you mentioned, for women that are 40 and over, you are footing the bill for mammograms at the track. Tell us how that started.
Yes, so this is our 5th year running. We started off with Baylor out in Dallas, Texas, and it's just an incredible program that they have. I mean, we couldn't make it more convenient for women to get this done. like I said, I mean, Dallas has been huge, but coming out to Vegas, we're going to I'm sorry, what is it called? The Fan Fest. I don't know if we're at New York this year or at Fremont Street, but we'll have the Mama Van out there and at the racetrack all days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're reaching that 500 free mammograms goal that we've been, working towards throughout these years, and working with Nevada Health Centers in Las Vegas. It's just been really huge, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback from women that didn't even think that they had anything. I mean, they didn't have any history of it in their family. So it's like, they thought, oh, well, it's here, I might as well. Maybe they got pressured from their husband, their brother, their sons, you never know. And next thing you know, they find something, and it's like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have this opportunity, I would have never known. So for us to be able to do this, on the level that we're doing it, it's incredible. We've got so much support from other teams, from sponsors, from fans bidding on various merchandise and parts from the cars that we've auctioned off. It's just been incredible.
So what does the future hold for Alexis Dejoria?
The future, it's a big question mark. I kind of, which is nice actually, to not really have a super plan. I have a couple of businesses that I invested in the last couple years that really, with my extra attention, I think I can take it to the next level. And also being able to kind of work from home and really spend these last few years with my kids. They're 15 and 13 right now, and I only got a few more before they both, decide they want to go to college, which they both do. So I want to take this opportunity to really hang out. So it'll be nice.
That is cool. And those kids are going to be about ready to come to breaks when we get back to Austin again before long.
For sure. We're not missing it.
Okay. Last time she said, well, it's raining. You guys do it in the rain? I said, get out of here. Come on. Alexis, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your friendship and just been so happy to see you racing and your success the past few years, and wishing you 100% the best in everything that you do, and looking forward to these last couple races. Hopefully you can go out and win them. Yes, ma'am.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alexis Dejoria, driver of the Tequila Patron funny car for Coletta Motorsports, and her last two races of her career, as she announced her retirement here just a couple of weeks ago, and we wish her all the best. When we return, we'll wrap up another great edition of the show.
When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing? MRN.com. Opinion pieces from award-winning motorsports writers? MRN.com. Race schedules, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com.
Motor Racing Network has always been your source for motorsports coverage when you couldn't be at the track. Now, never miss another minute of our breathtaking coverage with the MRN app, available on your iPhone or Android device. This free app delivers all the latest news, locates nearby MRN stations, streams your favorite programs, and is your home for live cup practice and qualifying action. Search MRN in the App Store or on Google Play. It's the Motor Racing Network at your fingertips, and it's available for free right now.
Welcome back to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, here's Doug and Marty.
Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Donovan, continuing our Halloween theme here at MRN.com and The Straight Line. Along with Doug Herbert, I am Marty Huff, headed to Las Vegas, where after this race, they tear the track up, Doug, and they're going 4 wide.
Well, and they originally built that facility with the option of going 4 wide. That was kind of an intention back when Britain put the track together. I'm thinking it was about it seems like the first year we raced there at the new track was about 2001 or whatever. My first race ever in an alcohol dragster was at the old Las Vegas Speedway, which used to be called the Las Vegas Speedrome. For everybody that would
wow.
remember, 1985 was my first NHRA event. It was a Division 7 points race, raced out there at Vegas. So, and it, trust me, has changed a lot since those days. I can promise you. I mean, it was like you had the cars lined up alongside the track with their headlights on, so lighting up the track. I mean, it was pretty wild. But yeah, the track there at Vegas is tough. There's altitude there. It's maybe a little bit similar to Bristol, altitude-wise, but it's dry there. So it's a different thing. The guys that run good at Vegas typically run good at Vegas, and the guys that don't run good at Vegas typically don't run good at Vegas. It's a tough place to run fast.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough. We had our number one qualifier there a couple times, but I also had trouble there. I had D&Qs there. We just had trouble there for some reason. It was not one of my best tracks.
Yeah, and it's one of those unique setups. I mean, if you combine a little bit of Denver and if you combine a little bit of Bristol, and maybe, but it's a tough one to get a hold of, and that's going to be the big problem for crew chiefs, is getting a hold of the conditions at Las Vegas going into the last race.
Points
of the
conditions
season.
are going to become real clear after this week, and so we'll have a good show next week to talk about that.
No question about it. So for everybody involved, thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you next week right here on The Straight Line.
You've been listening to The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Straight Line is the show for drag racing fans and was brought to you by Hercules Tires. Tune in again next Thursday on MRN.com and the MRN app. The Straight Line is also available on demand in MRN.com's Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and in iTunes or the Google Play Store. The Straight Line is a production of the Motor Racing Network.